I usually report on books and not news articles about graduation speeches, but I'm going to make an exception, and I will tell you why. If you are not new to my channel, you will recognize Dr. Ruha Benjamin's name because I've cited her many times in several videos. But also, if you're not new, you will recognize the roll to the bookshelf move doesn't work as well on the green screen. My bad. If you've been around this channel before, you will recognize that we've talked about some pretty horrifying things. We've talked about the medical birth weight gap in black babies versus white babies in this country. We've talked about forms of digital discrimination that allow resources to be moved inequitably through the digital sphere, which translates into the real sphere. We've talked about mass incarceration. We've talked about police brutality. We've talked about evictions. We've talked about a lot of, just to mention nothing about sexism, we've talked about a lot of negative stuff. All this is to say, we've talked about a lot of the facts of inequity and justice. Enter Dr. Ruha Benjamin's graduation quote, "Read with me. The more steeped I am in the facts of inequity and justice, the more I've come to appreciate the importance of imagination as a field of struggle, not an ephemeral afterthought that we have the luxury to dismiss or romanticize." If some of this sounds like Octavia Butler to you, that's not an accident, but let's keep reading. Moral imagination, decolonial, anti-racist, and collective imagination. Because schools have the potential to be laboratories of a radically expansive imagination rather than places where inequality continues to be reproduced. Our role as educators is to incubate a better world in the minds and hearts of our students. Put differently, we simply cannot change the world if we cannot first imagine a better one. We lived through and are living through a pandemic of a virus, but what has become endemic in our society is an epidemic of doomerism. And there's an antidote for that, and it's not an N95. It is too, and I quote, why am I going to quote it? It's on YouTube. You can go watch it. Let's watch it. Okay, yes, it is on that website that I shouldn't have said out loud because it'll tank the engagement of this video, but just listen to this quote.
Take imagination seriously as a site of struggle.
Maybe that sounds kind of woo-woo to you. Listen to this.
Remember, our laws and policies, our systems and structures are not timeless. They all began at some point with how people imagining how things could be, how things should be.
I am out of time. You should go watch the whole thing, or you can read about it in this book here. Turns out I lied. I was in fact reporting about her book the whole time. Happy reading, bye.